right. That's, first of all, you make this whole interview thing really easy. You just
I
tell.
talk a lot. I know. I'm sorry. I talk a lot.
So it's perfect. It's perfect. So I get to check that off. Right. So what you mentioned your store. So and correct me if I'm wrong. You started the first store was downtown Newark.
It was actually Montclair. We went from
Montclair.
Montclair, and then we went to Orange, and then we went to Newark.
What's in Newark? You was on Halsey Street in
On
Newark.
Halsey for 3 years.
3 years. Wow. I mean, and now you're in Kearney.
Now we're in Kearney. Yeah, we missed the rest of the Halsey revolution. It was just rough. Yeah, we didn't have
yeah.
our building wasn't managed the best, so we just moved on to Kearney.
No,
But I
I
still
can
claim
dig it.
Newark. I still claim Newark. It's real close.
Hey, you close enough. It's like one highway away, so you close enough. So as far as opening a physical location, and you mentioned the pandemic, how was the feeling? Like, wow, like we have a physical location and nobody can come outside.
Yeah.
How what was the mindset? You spoke about how the Best Life Tribe held you down, not only monetarily but mentally as well. They helped you change your perspective. But what was the feeling? Okay, pandemic is here. What are we gonna do next?
Yeah, we actually downsized because we realized what was coming. Our lease was up. We downsized. We took a smaller space. I think some of the businesses that were super successful were able to pivot. And I think you got to find what your pivot is. Where is your pivot? And what does that look like? So we were able to pivot to e-commerce. And thankfully we had gotten our e-commerce up. We had our newsletter machine, our social media arm was working. So we were able to get the message out and send them to the website. And actually we were able to save a little bit of money because we did downsize. But I did not want to stop doing the things that, I love, like the workshops. So we figured out, how do we make these workshops virtual? And we Zoomed just like everybody else, and it was super successful. We sold the kit. So we put everything you needed in the kit. You order the kit online, and then we come online on the date, and we Zoom, and I made kits with people. So thankfully, we were able to, one, listen to that tribe. So we changed some of our products to go with what our audience was demanding at the time. And then the things that we knew we wanted to offer, we went with what everybody was doing. We Zoomed, we made the kit, we downsized, we saved some money. So now it's pretty much, we were just in there shipping, creating, shipping, and pretty much that was it. And we were able to actually thrive. I'm careful when I say that because I understand the loss this year and, the hardship that everybody has gone through. But there was also a lot of, goodwill for, Black businesses and Black women. There's a lot of grants, a lot of money. And this is what I tell people too, as a small business, do it right. Do it right. I know we want to take some shortcuts and I don't need an accountant. I don't need this. I don't need this. Even if it's an Excel spreadsheet, do your things right so that when there are opportunities, you can actually apply. I knew so many other business owners that, I can't go for the grant because they didn't have any financials at all. I don't care if it's on a pen and paper, be able to record and know what your business is spending, your profit and loss, get some help, whether it's SCORE, there's lots of organizations to get help. But you think you're under the wire and, I don't have to pay this and pay that. But when it's time for opportunities and they're like, give us your stuff, you can't apply for anything.
Yeah, you're unprepared. Yeah.
You're unprepared.
No,
So it was
I get it.
actually a good pivot. Like I said, I got my first SBA loan, 21 years. I mean, the parameters used to be so hard. 2020, that opened up. I got an SBA loan, a grant. I got a grant from QVC. I was on QVC. There was a lot of Black girl magic stuff happening during 2020 as far as.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Black women are up.
Yeah.
Black women are way up, and first of all, it's long overdue. But it's good to see when you look at the stats of Black women entrepreneurs and how it has skyrocketed, and then you look at, okay, how many businesses were created, but then how many businesses are successful. And then the earning gap, it's like, no, black women are doing it. So it's all the respect is deserved. And so that actually brings me to my next point.
It's like we did this together, Jimmy. It's like we did it together.
Right. Listen, that little delay. And I get to apologize. I get to apologize for the other day. Listen, I sent you guys 10 a.m., but I put 11 a.m. on my calendar.
Oh.
So it's like, okay, cool, boop, do 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 do, and I check my email. I was like, oh my god.
It was like
So
10,
that happens,
15. I was like, hey.
right?
I was like, all right. I was
I'm
like, I'll see
about to word.
you.
I'm
No,
like,
it
I'm
happened.
about to interview Pooka. I'm over here
Yeah, I was
getting
like,
ready. You feel me?
I was all knocking on the screen. I was like, do I have the right link? What's going on here?
Right.
But look, it happens.
It worked. It worked out. It worked out because it gave me time to sit with information and even look a little bit more. I had an extra 2 days, so I dove a little bit deeper, and then it really took me into like all of the success that you had. You know, so we about to give you your flowers right quick, right? So from the cover of the Essence magazine, and you got the Girl Scout Awards, and like you gotten some pretty like notable badges
Yeah.
on your jacket. So like how does that feel? It's like, okay, I started this in my kitchen out of necessity, for my health. And then, me wanting to help my friends and family, and then just taking a leap of faith and going to my first pop up. And then here we are, 5,000 plus people in my group. We survived the pandemic, and look what we did. And now people are giving me my flowers for it. So out of all the different accolades that you've received, which one meant the most to you?
Oh, I'm not trying to act like I got a whole bunch, but I'm just like,
Right.
God has been good. We have walked into some things like just stories for days. We did a cast party for um, Oprah's The Color Purple. I got to meet
Wow.
Oprah. I mean, this is
Wow.
stuff that has happened, but I think probably one of the I got a from the Urban Influencers, I got an influencer award, and I think it was at the time, it was sort of in the beginning, maybe 2007. And just the way the woman built it up, everything she said reminded me of things that I heard about my father. And it was such a
Mm,
proud moment. I was like, wow, like that award meant a lot to me because it was like you're following his footsteps. You're doing him. And I think that was that, and a lot of them revolve around my parents. And we were on Halsey Street, and I don't know if you know, this was before Prudential was built, and they were building that building, and the small business owners down there, they were just, oh my goodness, it was just they were very upset because there was no parking, and it was construction for years. So I got down there right before the building came. So I put up with 2 years of construction, but it was a lot. But during that time, like people were just angry with Prudential. Oh, blah, 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 blah. So, but Prudential trying to be, they offered us counseling. They offered us mentorship. They gave us money for parking. So they did whatever they could do. And there are a lot of people who were like, I'm not taking it. I don't want none of it. I'm like, they're here to stay. You're a businesswoman. I'm going to take what they're going to offer and see how it's going to
right.
excel
Right.
my business. And from that, they gave us tickets to see Oprah when she came in and meet her. So I got to meet
Wow.
Oprah. But the biggest thing that came from that, and I think this is the story of Pooka, is always like something led to something, led to something, is they were doing a story called Masterpiece of Life. And it was just about people's stories. And this is where because I had a relationship with them and I had just lost my dad, they were like, we want to help you honor your dad. And when I tell you,
Mm,
just to be able to give him that, I don't know if you've heard of Bisa Butler. Like she's on everything now. Please look her
mm,
up. She's from West Orange. She was just on the cover of Time. She's a quilting artist. When I say her stuff will make you cry, she's done stuff for Oprah. She's been in the Smithsonian. She's in the new our museum in DC. She is far reaching and up and coming. So what they did was they put us with an artist, and the artist was able to give their depiction of your lost loved one. So not only was I able to give my father this video, my mom has a huge quilt of my dad done by
yeah.
Bisa Butler. When you look her up, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, done by Bisa Butler that we will have forever. And all of that
Yeah.
stemmed from entrepreneurship, my business. So it has weaved into my life. So I think the biggest thing is that I'm able to honor my parents and
Right.
just everything that they poured into me, and just
Yeah.
gratitude to them and for them.
Gratitude.
So
Yeah.
gratitude.
Gratitude. Yeah. I mean that video, that masterpiece video was a doozy.
Yeah.
and yeah, and I seen it, and they did like a little ceremony around it as
Oh my
well,
goodness. It was
and
in
it was,
I'm sorry. It
yeah, it
hung
was
in
a
the
lot. No,
museum, and we were able to, and that was just
yeah,
because. That was just because I wasn't gonna sit there and be angry, like, potential. Don't be angry. Take advantage of what you're able to get. I mean, if they're gonna give us
yeah,
that, take that, lift our own businesses up. And a lot of people are like, I don't want any parts of it. So it was
yeah,
a beautiful
because
thing. And
because it's like,
oh,
yeah,
hi.
okay, baby, I'll be right there, baby, baby girl, yeah.
That's love right there. That's that love right there. That's right, Dad. Beautiful.
Right, right. So yeah, so I mean, honestly, I've touched all my points. Is there anything that you want to tell? So what I love about WBGO, my segment that I'm on is the WBGO Journal, and it's an almond, and so that's early morning Saturday, 6:38 a.m. This is when everybody's going to work. And so when there's a young entrepreneur or whatever age, or whatever part of their journey, driving to work 6:30 in the morning. The sun is doing this thing over the houses, and they hear these points. What's one thing that you want them to walk away with hearing?
If you're driving in your car and you're on your way to work, I just want you to know first of all, your thoughts control everything. What you think in this moment is going to guide your entire day. Think good thoughts, think positive thoughts. Think if you're in traffic in this way, like that has helped me through the whole entrepreneur journey. Shift your thinking. And when I get up in the morning and it's a beautiful day, I try to keep that focus. So if you are in your car or anywhere else, remember the power of you. Say a wonderful I am statement. You are what? I am powerful. I am a motivational, inspirational, uplifting, educational, entertaining entrepreneur, speaker, and leader to millions. Every morning I say it. Say your morning affirmations and get your day started. That is super, super important to me, and it will guide your whole day.
That's you are amazing. You
This was the
you
best
are
interview
amazing.
ever, Jimmy. This
You
was
know what,
this
that see, they about to make me cry. Look, stop. Stop. Because I mean, and I do want to say, I look at everybody as an entrepreneur, right? Because if the pandemic hasn't showed us anything, it shows that we need to be in control of our finances. And so, like, thousands, if not millions, of hundreds of thousands of people have been laid off, have been fired, have been downsized, and it's like hearing your journey. I worked at United Airlines for 10 years, and I was doing music most of the time I was there. I worked multiple jobs, and I always, I'm not a hustler. I'm a worker and an artist. My dad always had a job. I always worked with my dad painting houses, landscaping. I got to arts high school. I just wanted to create. I never thought about money. And we were far furthest thing from middle class, let alone wealthy. So I'm on this journey where I'm coaching people, and I'm giving my 2 cents in perspective, and then I meet a person like you. It's like, wow. And mind you, this listen, even me speaking to you is from me reaching out after my first interview, my first time on WBGO. I'm like, okay, I did that. I made it on the radio. My whole family, we listened. We woke up 6 o'clock in the morning. We listened to it, like, wow, that's movie on the radio. So I'm like, okay, what's next? I'm like, you know what? Let's reach out to the biggest person I can reach out to, and let's see what happens. I reach out to one person. I sent one email. I walked on the same way I walked on faith with my daughter. I walked on faith with one. I sent one email out, and that was to Tiffany Eliche. Tiffany
Wow.
Eliche.
Anita,
One
yes.
email. It was a yes in 3 days. 3 days. I got a response. She said yes. I've been in contact with Tracy since. And then out of the blue, I did that. That went very well. Did that, got on the radio for the second time, and out of the blue, especially it's one of those days where it's some days, and I'm big on to do this. I just created a planner, because I'm
Oh,
I'm big on knowing what to do the night before. If I know what to do, I don't wake up feeling lost in the morning, and mine just always something to do, but just not knowing where to go. So it was one of those days where I didn't plan the night before. I'm in here. I think I was alone. She was at school, and I'm like, man, I checked my email, and I got an email from Tracy asking me to interview you. And this is like, this is really happening. This is how it happens. And then I go into your journey, like, wait, she has a store downtown Newark? What? Now I'm going more and more and more. I'm like, yo, I can't wait to speak to this person. And here we are. It's like, I'm literally living my imagination, and I'm just super honored. I'm grateful,
Jimmy.
and all that stuff. So I want to continue to follow your journey.
Yeah.
I hope we could do a follow up at some point, in 6, 7 a year, something like that, to see where you are, and let's just I just want to be a part of it.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy. I'm gonna be following you now too, because that was look, you got me all crying up in here. So, but just your story, that's amazing. Like it's just Black excellence. So and faith, So
and,
just
and big faith.
and if you get a chance, and it's gonna blow your mind, please Google Bisa Butler. Because she's a New Jersey native. She was an art teacher in West Orange. Her story will
Nice.
give you chills. Like her work is amazing. Like she needs to
Okay.
be, she's already being celebrated, but we need to celebrate her in New Jersey because she's doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And I absolutely will. I wrote her name down, and it's funny,
BIS
like,
Bisa Butler. Yeah.
gotcha. So I absolutely will, and I'm gonna reach out to her soon. So
Please
so
do.
so so yeah, so thank you. So please tell Tracy I said thank you very much for this opportunity, and I'll send an email out to so you guys can know when to expect this on the radio. If not this Saturday, today's Thursday, so it won't be this upcoming Saturday. Most likely be the following Saturday. So and I'm gonna use a little bit of these clips on Instagram, and I'm probably put this on YouTube because this gonna make somebody cry.
I like that. Multi-purposing our content. I love that.
Yes. I'm learning that it is YouTube down when it comes to content. YouTube down. If you focus on YouTube, that'll handle your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just YouTube down. And then of course, out of all those platforms, YouTube is the only one that actually pays you from like YouTube sends you a check.
Yeah.
So if we do YouTube down, and then when it trickles down, you can also guide people back to your YouTube and put the video on your website so they don't have to go, so it's a system. It's a system.
That's a good
So
system. Right. It's YouTube down. That's a good way to think about it too. Put
yeah,
everything there.
I'm working. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. So
I'm
again, I want to say
following
thank
Jimmy. I'm
you.
watching everything now. I'm following. We're family
Yeah,
now. So
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So yes, I will be encouraging just to